This show is sponsored by MidasResources.com, your trusted source for precious metals since 1996. Call Midas today at 1-800-686-2237.
What is up, America? Good morning and greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast and wild world of nutrition. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality, to your health, to your well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that healing system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side. We love hearing from you at 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early so we can get to as many calls as possible. Actually, today we're going to take your calls in our second segment. We've got a special guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. A guy who calls himself Master Shah. He's written a bunch of books about sound and alternative health, and we're going to be talking to him in a little bit about mind-body healing. And for you guys who want to purchase any of the longevity products, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com, and take a look at our shopping cart. We've got all the products up there that you hear recommended and advertised on the program. You can click on the Buy Now link. Or you can also click on the Join the Team link in the upper left-hand corner of the page if you want to start a longevity business for a one-time $10 fee. You can enjoy all the benefits associated with having your own business and get your products at the wholesale price too. Or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. If you're in the Wichita Falls area, I will be out there on Saturday morning, actually Friday night and Saturday morning, doing a talk for Bob and Judy Bell and Alicia Henderson. Love to see you out there if you're in Wichita Falls. We'll do a meet and greet Friday night, and then we'll do a talk on Saturday. And then I'll be in Austin at Brave New Books on the 23rd for Harlan doing a talk for Harlan and the folks, Debbie and all the folks at Logos in Austin, Texas on the 23rd of January. Hope to see you all out there. If you're in the Texas area, please stop by and say hello. Okay, we'll take your calls in our second segment, 855-660-4261. If you got questions about anything we're talking about, or health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. I want to wind down our discussion on the absolutely stupendously important amino acid, glutamine, probably the most important amino acid in the body, certainly the most functional amino acid in the body, the most abundant amino acid in the body. What makes glutamine so darn important is the element nitrogen. We've talked about nitrogen a lot on this program. Nitrogen is explosive, like TNT or nitroglycerin. When you think nitrogen, think explosions, think work. This is what makes protein in general so important. All amino acids, all proteins are going to have a little piece of nitrogen attached to them. But glutamine is an especially good source of nitrogen. Most amino acids have one chunk of nitrogen. Glutamine has two chunks of nitrogen, and that makes glutamine a very important nitrogen carrier, and it makes it a very important building amino acid. Nitrogen represents work. Nitrogen represents building. Nitrogen is a workhorse element, and in biology, the amount of nitrogen a system The more nitrogen a system has, the more work it can do. The glutamine molecule is around 20% nitrogen because muscle cells especially use nitrogen. Muscle cells are doing lots of work. Muscle cells use nitrogen really efficiently, and glutamine is their main source of nitrogen, and that's why athletes and bodybuilders and weightlifters love glutamine so much. If you ever read any bodybuilding magazines, you know you've never seen a bodybuilding magazine that doesn't have at least one ad, usually multiple ads, for some kind of glutamine containing product. So nitrogen's a builder and a workhorse, and glutamine's two nitrogen, double nitrogen configuration make it a super nitrogen carrier. You can think of it like a nitrogen delivery system, a nitrogen delivery shuttle. And because of glutamine's affinity for muscle or muscle's affinity for glutamine, depending on how you look at it, it's especially important for building muscle tissue. When muscle cells see glutamine, they become more active, they become more functional, they basically become more effective. And if you're thinking, well, I don't lift weights, I'm not an athlete, I don't have to worry about muscle building. Muscle building is not just for athletes, it's not just for bodybuilders, it's not just for weightlifters. When we think of muscles, we tend to think of biceps or hamstrings or other types of skeletal muscles. But there's 600 plus different muscles in your body that make up nearly 40% of our body weight. Nearly half of our body is muscle. You got eyebrow muscles, you got mouth muscles, you got sphincter muscles, you got digestive muscles, and of course you got the most important muscle of all, and the muscle whose breakdown is a leading cause of disease and a leading cause of death, and that's the heart. Glutamine is important for all the muscles, and it's especially important for your ticker. It's important for your heart. Glutamine is one of the most important nutrients you can use to keep your heart healthy. If you've had a heart attack, you want to prevent a heart attack, you had a stroke, you want to prevent a stroke, any kind of cardiomyopathy, any kind of heart issues, even if you just want to keep your heart healthy, use glutamine. Glutamine's concentrated in the heart, it's concentrated in the blood, and that should come as no surprise given glutamine's super high energy. And heart cells are some of the hardest and fastest working cells in the body. And it's not just muscle protein either. Glutamine plays a major role in all protein synthesis. Remember, proteins are the gears, they're the wheels, they're the chemical hardware that the body and the cells use to do their magic. They're healing, they're renewing, they repair things, they're involved in growth, they're involved in anti-aging. This is proteins I'm talking about. Proteins are the key elements that maintain the life and the health of the organism, of the body. And glutamine is a key player in protein synthesis. In addition to its nitrogen component, glutamine is involved in the production of DNA, the intelligence, the blueprint inside cells. The building blocks of DNA depend on glutamine for their production. DNA and its components are called nucleotides, and the rate-limiting step in cell division and in cell growth is these nucleotides in your DNA, and glutamine is a key player in the manufacturing of these things. And speaking of high-energy, fast-dividing cells, no system, no cells in the body are more high-energy, faster-dividing than the cells of the digestive system, and this is really where glutamine has its most functional applications. It's the major fuel source for the cells of your intestine, the so-called intestinal cells, or more technically, enterocytes. Glutamine is the primary fuel source of enterocytes. The enterocytes, the intestinal cells, are the cells that line the intestine. If you had to pick one cell type that you wanted to focus on to maintain the health of the body, it would be your intestinal cells, your enterocytes. You want these intestinal cells, your enterocytes, powerful. You want them robust. You want them healthy. When your intestinal cells become weakened, big problems result. In fact, I would venture to say that almost all degenerative diseases, all of them, cancer, arthritis, heart disease, even diabetes, all of them involve on some level messed up intestinal cells, messed up enterocytes. These cells act as a barrier to the entrance of food particles into the blood. Under controlled circumstances, when we're healthy and when we're strong, the only things that are supposed to get into the blood have to go through the enterocytes, have to go through the intestinal cells. Your intestinal cells are like bouncers. They make sure only the right things get into the blood. They're the guards of the blood, the guardians of the blood. You eat food, it goes into your digestive system, it goes into your intestine, and from the intestine it has to go into the intestinal cells very, very carefully in a very regulated fashion, and it requires these intestinal cells to be strong, to be robust, to be healthy. The intestinal cells select only nutrients that have been fully processed to enter into the bloodstream. They check all the stuff that goes through the intestine, and only the stuff that's been fully processed get into the bloodstream. But when the intestinal cells are weak, when they're unhealthy, they begin to break down, they lose energy, then stuff can sneak around the back door, so to speak. They don't have to go through the intestinal cells when the intestinal cells become weak, and they can kind of sneak around them and get into the blood, and this is called leaky gut syndrome, and from that point, my friends, we are off to the disease races. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're coming back with more good health information and your phone calls right after this on The Bright Side. Don't go away.
You have all seen and heard about the elements of the periodic table. These elements are the building blocks of everything in the universe. You, my friends, are made from these elements. A shortage of any of these important trace elements can lead to disease. Go with the science and take the Lady Talk Health Challenge and get all 90 essential trace elements with a healthy start pack at LadyTalkLive.com or call 855-333-LADY. That's 855-333-5239.
Research shows it's not just what you put in your body that counts, it's what you put on it as well. Why not use an all-natural, healthy mineral-based makeup that actually benefits your skin? Once you experience the airiness and flawless coverage of Longevity mineral makeup, you will never use anything else. With Longevity, the perception of your complexion will be natural perfection. Animal-friendly mineral makeup at Mary Lou Health. That's MARILU Health.com. Or call 855-321-HEALTH.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
If you need to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, thank you, or simply I'm thinking of you, ProFlowers.com is the key. ProFlowers has stunning bouquets, like the best-selling 100 blooms for $19.99. Plus, ProFlowers will include a glass vase for free. Sending someone a wonderful surprise of beautiful flowers sent fresh from the fields is easy. Choose the bouquet you like, pick the delivery date, and each order is 100% guaranteed. Plus, all bouquets from ProFlowers are guaranteed to last at least 7 full days. Beautiful, fragrant flowers, picked fresh and sent to your loved one for lasting enjoyment. To get this incredible savings and send someone 100 gorgeous blooms with a free vase for $19.99, go to ProFlowers.com. Click the blue microphone in the top right corner and enter code PLOW. That's ProFlowers.com. Click the mic and enter code PLOW.
Next to water and food, you need a safe, storable fuel supply for your preparedness needs. Spare fuel is the answer. Spare fuel can be used in any gas-powered vehicle or generator. Spare fuel is perfect for any unforeseen out-of-gas emergencies. Unlike gasoline, spare fuel is safe to store with your other supplies, and it can be stored for many years. Go to GetSpareFuel.com for special pricing. That's GetSpareFuel.com.
Hi, this is Larry Smith. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, like when the jeweler ruined my ring and wouldn't do anything about it. But when my Legal Shield attorney called him and told him what my rights were, I received a check for over $2,100. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com or call 855-340-SAVE. Again, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
We are America's largest independently owned communications network, GCN.
Bright Side. I'm pharmacist Ben. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll take your phone calls here in just a minute. We're going to talk to Master Shah about sound healing in the bottom of the hour. That should be kind of interesting. Master Shah's got a bunch of books on sound healing. He is a medical doctor from China, also